Hey guys, it's Dee, and this is another She Is Moment Poetry Edition. And I am going to do a poem that I recently wrote. And this poem has a lot to do with, I don't know about fellas, but ladies, I'm sure a lot of us have had that moment, and maybe you haven't had it, and all I can say is live a little. But if you have had a moment where you wake up one day and you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person, the reflection staring back at you, you haven't changed physically, but the inside of you has changed. Maybe it's because you've started a new job, or you're a new mom, or you're a new wife, or there's a desire within you that's taken over, or whatever that looks like, but you don't recognize yourself. That's what this poem is about. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't do memorizing poems. It's just my brain's just not set up to do that. So I am going to read it, so just bear with me. This is Unrecognizable. In the most significant moments of our lives, we have value and courage, strength and control. But when the role reverses, what do you do with the you that's unrecognizable? Sure, your face is the same, and that's certainly your hair. That's the complexion you've always been, but you aren't there. Because beauty is beautiful, but it's not what makes you who you are. It's the journeys of life you've come through, the healing of your scars. So when that moment comes, your direction, and you're not sure of the reflection staring back at you, what do? Who are you? I'm confused, because just a few months back, everything was fine. I was living my best life, and my reflection, it was mine. I'm confused because there was no sadness and there was joy through my pain. But now the amount of my fallen tears, it reminds me of pouring rain. Dang, I don't like this version of me. To be or not to be isn't the question, because if it was that easy, there'd be no hesitation to just get back to the woman who knew what she wanted. And her inward desires didn't seem so haunted by something she never saw coming. To not be sure about what's next. Where do I go from here? The mirror has now become my shame, but who's the blame? Is this a game? Am I being played by the enemy? Is God trying to teach me something? Or could this be who I've always been? Then what was the trigger that shifted this thing to what feels like the worst? I don't care if this is who I am. I want to get back to her. The her that I recognize, that lives in peace and joy. Oh boy, I'm ready to get back to that day when there was no confusion. If that was an illusion to put me back under, because this isn't my best life. I'm not the best wife, and certainly not best mother for them. Not in this state. And if this is the food of suffering, I don't want this plate. I've ate enough. This life is rough. And they think I'm tough, but really I'm weak. Because I don't want to give in to the confusion. These desires that are within me, they aren't real. I feel like I know me and who I'm called to be. And this ain't it. So I won't forget. I'll allow the peace and joy to claw its way back. And this confusion I feel is an attack. So I'll fight with all my might. And when it's too much for me to bear, I'll give it to my Father. Because I know He's still there. And someday, really soon, I'll open my eyes and I'll see the woman that I recognize. All right, guys, so that is Unrecognizable. And I hope that you like it. And I hope that if it resonates with you, that and you can relate, that maybe you drop a comment that you like it, maybe even that you subscribe. If it's something that you don't identify with, wait for it. Wait for it. Life can hit you with some curveballs that come out of nowhere. And you got to be willing to open your eyes and look and face it, which kind of sucks, I know, but either way, it happens. We get stronger from it. We get better from it. We heal from it. And honestly, even those things that seem like a hot mess, that seem like you can't quite comprehend why in the world would you need to go through this to make you better at what God's purpose is for your life, I'll be the first one to tell you there's a purpose. Even in the things that seem like a hot mess, even in the things that seem like this couldn't possibly help me be better, wait for it. You'll see. All right, guys, so that's it for me. This has been another She Is Moment Poetry Edition. Keep a lookout. I got a little bit more time on my hands, so I hope to be posting more of my videos.